Alright, it seems that I get a lot of questions from my last video, which is how to scribe your Gunpla parts and how to do it equidistantly. So that means how to replicate the scribe line from one part to the other. Apparently that's, I think, so far my most fastest growing video at a very modest 4,000 views as of 4 days ago. So one of the questions that they keep asking over, what if you make a mistake, how do you fix it? And you know what, they're right. How do you fix a messed up scribing line? And that's one of the things also that I wanted to learn before years ago and can never get the answer, so I basically had to find out the answer on my own. So let's start with this part here. So I think this is part of a Sinanjude front ankle armor. I've already done a simple scribe. So this one here, this line, and then goes down there, slopes there, then goes like that. We're gonna intentionally destroy it, and most of your scribing mistakes will actually be either the first or the second stroke that you scribe it with the scribing tape. Either your hand twitched or you're nervous or whatever, it doesn't matter the reason. So purposefully, so on this one, I do is, let's say from here it goes already like that. There, that's another one, that's one. Then let's do another one here at the side. It goes a little bit deeper and it goes there in the corner. So let's make it a bit deeper like that. Yeah. So these are pretty much 95% of your scribing mistakes. You will mess it up. So it's fine, don't worry, there is a way to fix it. There's our damaged part over there. There's two ways of doing it. The easiest way is just to actually just sand the part out. And since it's a pretty shallow scratch, you can just go back and forth at it. That's almost pretty much gone right then and there. Continue a little bit more and then it's gonna go away completely. And that's it. That's how you remove damage that you caused by yourself. Brush it off a bit. It's always also a good idea to just rescribe the line because you did take some material away from the top. So go back and do it with your scriber, make it a little bit deeper to make sure that you don't lose your scribe line. Just gently go over it once or twice and then you're good to go. Now for the second technique is, let's say on this one here, what I've done here is I've purposely made it a bit deeper, so if you sand it you will lose some of the detail and get rid of the material. You want to localize it somewhat. You take a chisel and you scrape it. Don't concentrate on scraping in just one area. You spread it around so it will not be obvious that this area is a little bit, if you do look at under the microscope, it's going to be a little bit depressed. There's a little valley in it, but it's so small you won't really see it. So that's why you have to spread it around, make that valley a bit bigger and wider. Again, let's go over it with the scriber again to make sure that our scribe line is still there. Make that a little bit deeper so you don't scrape that away as well. Now continue scraping a little bit more. Followed up with sandpaper or sanding sponge or whatever you want. Smooth everything out. And there you go. We've gotten rid of that scratch over there, and at the same time we've actually leveled the surface a bit, because if you notice a while ago there's two pits here, and that's from the mold itself. So we want to get rid of that as well. Give it a brush, and that's it. You've corrected your mistake. A third one actually is a bit more drastic one. What if you scribed it already, decided that I don't like this scribe line, I'm not happy with it, I want to redo it or I want to erase it? The third method is this one. What you want to do is take some super glue right here, a bit of super glue, put it there somewhere like so. Might be super glue, but it doesn't dry instantaneously, so you get about maybe a minute or two of work time before it gets gooey. So you take a stick, take some of that, and you want to fill in that scribe line over there. Get it into the cracks, and then basically you just wait for it to dry. And if you cannot wait for it, there's things like this one that's not available locally where I live, but this is a super glue accelerator. You can buy this on Amazon. Just type super glue accelerator, you spray it on, and it basically instantaneously hardens that part over there. So it's now, see, it doesn't stick to me no more. And file it, and just simply file it away. That way you have basically eliminated the scribe line. You can also do this on stock scribe lines which you don't like. It'll cover it up nice and easy. And it again. This thing has already a lot of sanding went into it. Now run your finger over it. Nope, it doesn't catch. You can run it over, doesn't catch, but here we didn't put anything here, so this still has a scribe line there. But like with anything, the best way to test out if your modification is good or not, or leaves a mark, is to primer the whole thing. So that's what we're gonna do. Clip this part here, we'll hit it with a bit of gray primer and see if we really have gotten rid of the scribe line. Well, there it is, we've primed it, and as you can see, the line has completely disappeared. So that's the easy way to get rid of a complete seam line. You want to redo it. Super glue, when it's hardened, is basically a plastic. That's why it's called cyanoacrylate, because it is an acrylic based plastic. So you can rescribe that line, you can add more detail. It's the same thing. So you've just basically recovered the surface, and it's as good as new when you prime it. And the assumption is when you do scribe, you're going to be painting the whole thing anyway. Anyway, that's the easy way to get rid of seam lines and how to repair the broken seam lines that you have. So until our next tutorial video.